Men of Reddit. What makes you think it's a waste of time to approach a woman you find attractive? Most times what makes me not approach a woman is not knowing how to approach a woman. Oh come. Slick. You've got it there somewhere. Confidence is key. Edit. His name is Slick. Geronimo. I called him Slick for a reason. I read it in Tommy Lee Jones from Mib's voice lol. I don't get any indication of interest. Chances are, if I did approach I would just get rejected anyway. She's surrounded by friends and family. I don't met the social skills bar to attract women. Chances are if I did approach I would just get rejected anyway. What's so annoying to me is that people will try to say that you're just being negative or something, when in reality, that's just the nature of approaching a random person. First of all, women are generally a lot more picky than guys. That's why dating apps are so bad. // the bold italic com/the two worlds of Tinder F1C34 800 dB for second. You don't even know if they're single. Third, even if they're single, they may not be looking to date. The odds are heavily against you. It's just like a sales funnel with a peep or attrition rate. None of those things are personal to you either. Any guy is facing those odds, unless they're a male model or something. And on top of that, it's pretty common for the woman to say that the guy's being creepy and weird if she's not into him. Pass. Because if I think she is attractive, odds are that most guys do, and she probably gets it all the time with a bunch of dudes constantly orbiting her. Leave them in peace. Pretty much this. I've actually met quite a few women that find it more interesting when a guy doesn't hit on her the way everyone else does. It's a careful balance though. Show too little interest and nothing is gonna happen. I've had this happen to me more times than I like to admit. Girl, every guy fawns over has a crush on me because I wasn't the least bit interested. In reality, it's less genuine affection and more offense at my lack of participation. Well, that explains things. I caught feels for someone who would flirt, but would never make a move. In my experience, no woman has ever been interested in me, let alone attractive women. Random guys come up to me and talk to me more than anything. People ask me for directions randomly all the time. It seems I have a traffic cop energy. Haha. The potentially woo haha is usually what stops me from trying. Happened once. I don't want it to happen another time. Hugs. I had a woman make a comment about my height and even had one say learn to stay in your league. Ouch. But people will still gaslight you that height doesn't matter. Height is inversely correlated with suicidality in this one study. https://ajp psychiatryonline.org/doi/10 1176/API AJP 162 7 1373 number : //text equals TALLER% 20 men 20 H 80% 20% 20 much %25% 20 decrease 20 IN% 20 suicide 20 risk. Height definitely matters. Because historically, it has been a waste of time to approach women I'm attracted to, also women I'm not attracted to, and the ones I'm lukewarm on, and often men, when I was just looking for friends. Really, the lesson for me has been stop approaching people. Are you me? You sound like me. I'm currently abstaining from dating until I work on myself more, building credit, getting in better shape, going back to school, getting medical work actually done, finding a place for just myself, getting a car. I've given too much of myself for the sake of others, and it is about time I care about myself. Dating would just take up time to put towards those other things. I applaud you. It's clear I don't have what women are attracted to, and I no longer wish to ever make a woman feel uncomfortable again. I've just given up and checked out. Agreed. It's time for me to accept that whatever women want, I ain't got it. Apostrophe. Because I'm fat and introverted. The USA population is 75% overweight. You didn't even have to say you are fat. It's implied already. And millions of fat people are in relationships. Reddit isn't all Americans. I always laugh when Americans assume we are all like them. Sure, they are the biggest group, but they make up less than half of all users. Unless they say otherwise. I assume that every person on Reddit is a white American man between the ages of 20 and 35. The more attractive they are, the more work it seems like. I don't feel that I'm in the right place mentally to approach a woman at this time, so I don't do it. If a woman clearly signaled that she was interested in talking to me, I would at least try talking to her and see what happens, if only to get experience with that aspect. Honestly, women on Reddit, the amount of times I've had the women in my life tell me things completely opposite of the general echo chamber of women say on Reddit is astounding. And yet, because I spend so much time on Reddit, I tend to believe them more than my actual friends. I need to get rid of my chronically online takes. Complete opposites, such as situations where asking a woman for her number would be creepy/inappropriate. It's always impossible to tell what people think. The internet isn't wrong. Touching grass isn't wrong. You really never have any way of knowing. https://www.youtube.com/watch v=xa4ir_91. Wahahaha. You never really do. She is being approached by creeps daily. How will she view me any differently then? Plus the dating scene is too complex. I'm unattractive and unwanted. She's attractive. I'm not that attractive. Statistics say that women tend to find approximately 70% of men below average looking, therefore for her I'm most likely bordering ugly. Therefore why would I waste my time and get rejected once again and go harass her? It never ends up well, so I've given up. I much rather devote this time and energy into myself. Besides, I'm better off alone. She's probably already in a relationship, and even if she's not, I'm probably not her type. Because I own a mirror and know what I look like. Fear of rejection is powerful, especially when that's all you encountered in your youth. It's still bad when that's all you've encountered in adulthood as well. What's the upside of such an interaction? The chances of a woman actually being happy I'm asking her out seem incredibly small. If I go on Tinder or another dating app and swipe right, I need to swipe around 10k right swipes to get one match. I live in New York City, so that's about my odds. There's an app that can tell you, or there used to be. That means women in general just aren't interested in guys like me. So I took that info and stopped even trying in 2019. Back to your question though, given the odds, the risk of her laughing in my face actually are quite high. That's how it seems many women are today. I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable and certainly don't want to be humiliated. So what's the benefit or upside? I'm friendly with women at work, but it doesn't ever go beyond that. I'm always helpful and supportive. I just understand my place in the world and that's okay. The average rate of actors who get a job takes about 60 auditions. Most people quit early. I understand completely, especially with data from dating apps. But you also have to understand dating apps aren't the same as online dating apps. There's a lot you can do to land a date or at least a valuable friendship compared to online, where it's superficial and best you can do is Photoshop and get a good photographer, style, etc. Because I don't match her attractiveness. Because I'm extremely shy and introverted. Also paranoid that I'll mess up or that I'll be laughed/ridiculed. When you realize that your chances are filtered by the quantity of women who are taken, aren't here for that, don't like that stuff at all, and don't like you, it kinda gets difficult to maintain the confidence to do such a thing. Playing coy, we are both adults. Playing vague and hard to get, I'm over that shit. This isn't high school college. She has a rhyme better than you, or a don't look at/speak to me vibe. I can't describe it, but if you know, you know. It was annoying in high school, and it's just childish as adults. Shy women do exist though. I'd think their nervousness could be mistaken for arrogance. That does happen. But eventually, you figure out when she's shy or just being difficult. With me being trained not to bother people, no communication would happen. I'd avoid talking to that person looking uncomfortable, even if she was actually dying to meet new people. Women find over 80% of men unattractive. Also over 96% would never date a short man. And since I'm 5'6", all the odds are against me, so why bother? But I've met some girls who turn rabbit around short men, you just need to find one of them. All the self-confidence I have in myself goes away, and I just don't know what to say. I've never been the type to be able to just walk up to anybody and initiate conversation, let alone someone I would be potentially trying to ask out. Definitely don't feel as if it's a waste of time. However, I'll usually don't approach based on the setting and if she's with a guy in the middle of a conversation with someone else. And also if I can get a vibe or impression that I would make the person feel awkward or don't get an impression she would want to be approached or interested, perhaps based on either talking to them already, greeting, and or very small/simple small talk, interaction of any kind, eye contact, etc. prior. Otherwise, if the setting is right, and I feel as if the person could or may be receptive, I'll attempt to make small talk without seemingly going overboard to do so, which would be a lot for the person and make them likely feel uncomfortable. If I happen to take the elevator with someone at work, at home for example, and it's just the women and I, and she seems receptive, maybe smiling or slightly at least, maybe even says hello or hello in response to me saying hello first, then I would 110% strike up conversation, using the elevator as an example. But yeah, not a waste of time for me, because you never know if you don't shoot your shot. Success ratio. How probable is that if I go talk to her, she will feel attracted to me? How probable is that if she feels attracted, she will agree to go on a date? How probable is that if we have a date, said date will be enjoyable for both of us? Do you see where I'm going? And I did not even talk about expectations. Honestly, too much work and for what? This TBH. And if somehow everything goes well, who's to say I'm not gonna get screwed over in 5 to 10 years like a lot of PPL who then have to start over at a very late stage of life? The risk/benefit is barely okay, but definitely not something I'd actively pursue. Adding wasted time to the list makes it not even worth considering for me. Indeed, women turn bloodthirsty monsters the moment they are done with the relationship and can leech their ex-partner. I'm extremely ugly, and no woman I'm attracted to would ever give me the time of day. She is clearly with another person.